hey man, let the best fighter win. Whoever performs the best that night, whoever prepared the best that night, get their hand raised. Whoever it is, it's let the better fighter win. That's all I got to say. I'm not really rooting for anybody in that fight, but I do think that if Gaethje can keep the fight in the middle of the octagon, that he can give Khabib some trouble, man. I think it's going to be hard to get him down in the open space. Definitely hard to hold him in the open space. But will Justin be able to keep his back off the fence and land those shots and make Khabib work for takedowns in the open? That's the big question.
We were gonna get Justin Gaethje and Khabib. What do you think about that one?
I think it's going to be amazing. I think he's going to give Khabib a better run than Tony Ferguson. To do what he did to Tony Ferguson out there, I think that's going to be the more exciting fight is Gaethje and Khabib. So I'm glad it happened the way it did. And I told everybody before the fight happened, we may never see the Tony Ferguson and Gaethje fight, even though it was supposed to happen 5 times. We may never see it.
Do you think Gaethje can be the one to give Khabib his first loss?
I don't know. I mean, anybody has a puncher's chance, but I think Khabib's wrestling. I think it's at a higher level. I mean, I know that Gaethje's got phenomenal wrestling, but Khabib level, I don't know. I'm not going to pick a fight, but I have a hard time saying that Gaethje's going to win it. You can't. It's hard to pick against somebody who's only lost one round their entire career.
I see that as a challenging fight for Khabib. Honestly, it's a 50-50 in my opinion. If you're gonna design a fighter to give Khabib trouble, it's gonna be a strong defensive wrestler with great cardio and heavy hands, and that is Justin Gaethje's skill set. So that's a 50-50 matchup, and I guess it'll be the toughest test of Khabib's career.
And obviously, you'll be happy to fight either one after that.
Yeah, definitely happy. I feel like stylistically, me and Gaethje match up well. 2 strikers, someone that's going to stand in and trade with me. That's exciting, but it's also exciting to be the one that takes the O of Khabib. That'll be a huge feather in your cap for your career and kind of cements you as one of the best in the world.
Khabib and Gaethje, what do you think about that one?
If there is anybody that will be able to take Khabib, it's probably Gaethje. Maybe Ferguson as well. But it's hard to not have Khabib as a favorite in any fight. What is he, 28-0 or something? He's unbeaten. So you've got to have him as a favorite. But super interesting, and I think it's going to be a close fight. I think Gaethje definitely has the opportunity to and possibility, and maybe he has what it takes to win that fight. But small edge to Khabib, yep.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because, I am close with both guys, but that's what happens when you're friends with the best fighters in the world. The best 2 guys are going to fight to determine who's number 1. And it sucks because I can't go train with Khabib. I can't go train with Justin because I'm not going to help one or the other. I'm just going to have to, support them from home, support from the sidelines, and the best man will win. But I am, as a fan, I'm looking forward to that fight. It's super interesting. Khabib's one of the best. Justin's one of the best, and it'll be crazy. It's a crazy fight.
Quite interesting. Khabib and Gaethje, how do you think that will go down?
Crazy fight, but I think Khabib is definitely. I think no one. I mean, there's a good chance everyone's beatable, and Justin's definitely one of those guys that has a good possibility of being that guy. But yeah, no one put money on what I'm saying because I'm terrible at predictions. But I would say Khabib.
Khabib's a good wrestler. His striking is there, not the best striking compared to Gaethje, but I think his striking's up there. He uses it well with his wrestling, but I don't think we haven't really seen Gaethje wrestle much. Even though he says he's a wrestler, we haven't really seen him much. I feel like Khabib's a specialist with what he does, so I'll have to go with Khabib just because of that. I feel like he knows what he's doing with his wrestling, where Gaethje's a wrestler, but he strikes a lot, so it's a totally different. He's used to striking now. He's not used to wrestling where what's his name? Khabib knows he's a specialist at that one particular area, so he's going to use that pretty well. And I think he'll take.
I think Gaethje's wrestling is extremely underrated. I think Khabib is a tough fight for anybody. But with Justin Gaethje's power and his wrestling credentials, he can definitely pose a threat. Khabib's fight with Dustin Poirier, he kind of showed a little bit of weakness. I won't say weakness, but like some unfortunate events in that fight. And I think Justin Gaethje can definitely take advantage of those moments.
So, how do you rate his performance against Tony? It was an incredible battle. Tony tough as nails. What do you think he changed in that fight versus his earlier fights?
It was being a little bit more directive with his motion. I know going into the UFC, he was just out there and just performing at his best, but like more so, like he said, it was more carefree. Like he didn't care where the fight went and how it went. Where now he had more of a focus. Like he was controlling the direction of the fight, and in the fight he was making the adjustment of like how hard he should hit. You can't be just putting 100% in every single punch because that's how you only last 2 rounds. And he was able to pull back and keep that tempo for the full championship fight.